All right, let's get right into it. We're about to break down how one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world got its start from a simple, everyday annoyance. And you'll see, this isn't just a story about movies. It's a powerful blueprint for how you can build, well, pretty much anything.
Everything, and I mean everything, started with this number, 40 bucks. Back in 1997, a guy named Reed Hastings rented the movie Apollo 13. He lost it, found it, and by the time he returned it to Blockbuster, bam, a $40 late fee. But instead of just being annoyed, that fee sparked an idea that would literally change the world.
And this is the question that changed everything. Hastings, a software engineer, teamed up with Mark Randolph, a marketing guy, and they just couldn't let go of this idea. They saw the brand new DVD format, which was light, durable, and super cheap to mail, and realized it was the key to solving this massive problem for everyone.
Yeah, that's the real trick, isn't it? It's one thing to have a great idea. It's a completely different universe to actually build a real, functioning, money-making business out of it. It's this giant gap that stops most people, and that's exactly the journey we're going to map out right now.
Because it turns out there is a system, a repeatable framework that you can use to take the guesswork out of starting something new. We're calling it the Universal Blueprint, and it breaks down into 4 clear phases that work for just about any idea you can dream up.
So here's our roadmap. First, you prove people actually want your thing. Then you set up the boring but necessary legal and financial stuff. Only then do you actually build a product. And finally, you launch it and start to grow. So let's make this real and walk through it with an actual example.
Okay, phase 1. This is, without a doubt, the most important step. It's where almost everyone goes wrong. People spend months, sometimes years, and a ton of money building something, only to find out nobody wants it. The whole point of this phase is to prove people will pay for your idea before you go all in.
Now, the term MVP, minimum viable product, is key here. It's not a worse version of your final product. Nope. It's the absolute simplest version you can create to test your main idea. Think about Netflix. Their first site wasn't a subscription. It was a simple online store where you paid to rent 1 DVD at a time. All they wanted to know was, will people actually do this? Getting someone to pull out their credit card, that is the only validation that really, truly matters. Let's make this super practical. Say you want to start a subscription box for artisanal hot sauce. Sounds cool, right? Well, your MVP isn't a warehouse full of hot sauce. It's a single web page, just a landing page with some nice pictures, a description of the first box, and a pre-order now button. And here is the golden rule. You do not buy a single bottle of sauce until you have money in the bank from paying customers. Get 50 pre-sales, and boom, your idea is validated.
Okay, so you did it. You got your 50 pre-sales. The hot sauce box is a go. Your idea is officially validated. Now, and only now, do we move on to the next 3 phases. Setting the foundation, actually building the product, and then launching it out into the world.
Look at this flow. This order is so important. Notice how the actual building part doesn't even happen until we're halfway through the process. You go from planning and paperwork to actually sourcing and shipping a physical thing, and then finally into marketing and growing your customer base.
Phase 2 is, well, it's the less exciting part. Let's be honest. It's the paperwork, but it's absolutely critical. This is where you set up your company legally, open a separate business bank account, and really get a handle on your numbers. For our hot sauce box, that means understanding the specific math of this business model.
You really have to know these numbers cold. Your cost of goods sold, that's what the sauce and the box physically cost you. But even more important are LTV and churn. Subscriber lifetime value is how much a customer is worth to you over time. And churn is the rate people cancel. A subscription business literally lives or dies by those 2 numbers.
And now, phase 3. This is where the fun really starts. You take that money from your first 50 customers and you start building. You're not guessing anymore. You are fulfilling proven demand, which feels amazing. And the process is pretty straightforward. You reach out to some awesome small batch sauce makers, you design a cool looking box, because that unboxing experience is a huge part of the fun, you build out your real website, and then, yeah, you probably spend a weekend in your garage with a friend packing and shipping those first 50 boxes yourself. Finally, we hit phase 4, launch and grow. With your system in place, you open the doors to everyone. This is where you listen, learn, and iterate. Remember how Netflix learned their paper rent model wasn't the real magic? They pivoted to subscriptions and the queue. That was their growth engine. For our hot sauce box, a smart strategy would be sending free boxes to food YouTubers and influencers. You find your people where they already hang out.
So here's the big takeaway. This 4-phase blueprint, validate, foundation, build, grow, it's not just for Netflix or a hot sauce box. It's a mental model, a system you can use to turn almost any idea into a reality.
Want to build a niche software tool? Same thing. You validate with mock-ups and pre-orders to prove people will pay before you write a single line of code.
How about a mobile coffee cart? You can validate that by just setting up at a local farmer's market for one weekend. See if you can actually make money before you spend a fortune on a custom truck.
A podcast production agency? Easy. You validate by producing a few episodes for your first client at a massive discount, just to get a case study and a great testimonial. You prove you can do it before you build a fancy website or hire anyone.
You see the pattern, right? From a $40 late fee to a global empire, the process is the same. It starts with a simple frustration, a what-if moment. This framework just gives you the steps to bring it to life. So the only question left is, what's your what-if moment? What problem are you going to solve?